Hello, I'm Lorraine Thompson. With me, Lorraine Nelson and Lorraine Whitmire. This week, on the Lorrainiacs Guide to Fabulous Movies of the 80s, our all-time favorite, Splash.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
What's the show called? Lorraine and Nelson's?
The Lorrainiacs Guide to Fabulous Movies of the 80s.
Yes, that's very accurate. My intro was, we're changing the name to A-Lister Madness. Because guess what? This movie is chock full of A-listers that I will grant Jackie some credit because at the time, none of these people were A-listers. Mm-hmm. Even Ron Howard wasn't a directorial A-lister. This was pretty much his big debut as a major Hollywood to-do. John Candy had done a little bit of stuff before, including, oh shit. What was the big movie that he was in before? Anyways, he was in SCTV.
Summer Rental.
No, Summer Rental was after this.
Jesus.
SCTV, who also had Eugene Levy in it.
Yeah,
and Eugene Levy launched his career based off of this movie. This was his big first theatrical thing. Guess who else was on SCTV with John Candy and Eugene Levy?
Rick Moranis and Dave
Thomas. Harold Ramis. And so was Martin Short was originally Second City as well. No, he wasn't.
He wasn't on SCTV, but he was part of Second City.
Oh, okay.
That was Second
City's
City's like the Groundlings.
Catherine O'Hara also was the other one I was looking at for. So they all were like following on the coattails of Eugene Levy, in my kind of opinion, other than maybe Harold Ramis. Tom Hanks, obviously we discussed, he was basically nothing other than bosom buddies before this movie. Daryl Hannah had done Blade Runner. She was probably the most prestigious of all of these people other than Ron Howard, except for he had done shit as a director before this.
Was Clan of the Cave Bear before this?
No. This was 2 years before Blade Runner. And Clan of the Cave Bear.
This 2 years after Blade
Clan
Runner?
of the Care Bear. She had a rainbow on her tummy for that role. She basically had a rainbow on her tummy for this role because she was all hearts and smiles in this movie. In my opinion. Mm-hmm. Mermaids, this movie, I'm not really sure what the moral, actually I do know what the moral of this movie is, but as far as the mermaid standpoint, are we to infer that all mermaids are just the most wonderful, lovely, enjoy everything about life creatures that have ever existed?
Well, except for that one that's gotten attacked by a shark one too many times.
Oh, well, there's only one mermaid in this movie.
Oh, well, I would assume...
You've heard of a shark, or a shark-bitten mermaid.
Well, this is what I was thinking, is at the end, right, they're swimming towards this underwater city.
The Abyss, where James Cameron lives.
There's an underwater city at the end.
The Abyss.
And so,
you've never seen The Abyss. Okay,
no.
fine.
So, I'm assuming that there is probably one guy sitting on a bar stool down there going, "You don't even know, matey. That shark got me fin. Pass me another Blarney Stone."
Blarney Stone?
Pass me a barnacle.
Barnacle, yes.
There we go. Barnacle. That's a brand of mermaid beer, Sam. Barnacles.
Right. It's Barnacle brand beer.
Pass me a barnacle.
Anyways, what do you have to say about that, Sam?
I don't know.
Anything awesome retorts? You want to make some postulations as far as mermaids?
Well, I think
we don't really have a whole lot to talk about this movie.
We can't, generalize mermaids by one Daryl Hannah. I feel that the movie was like two people that were so, out of place in their own worlds, so to speak, that they could only find love in each other or something like that.
But she's basically Ariel from Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
She wants to be part of it. She doesn't want to be part of it.
She just likes
wants
him.
to be with him, but once she's a part of it, she's into it. She loves the TV. She loves the music. She loves the dancing. She loves
his credit card.
Shopping, movies, she's all about pretty lights everywhere that they don't have. Ice skating. She's all about New York. Mm-hmm. She's a New York gal, which is also a recurring theme in the 80s. Everybody that was into something had to be into New York. Like, if you couldn't be into Omaha. Like, oh, fuck, I'm in Omaha. This is awesome. I love Omaha.
What the hell would a mermaid be doing in Omaha?
It's landlocked.
They have a bus. They have a bus. You can take a bus to Omaha.
That's just what everybody wants to do with their 6-day free legs vacation.
Imagine what a different movie it would be.
And two of it on a bus.
If she just thinks that the bus takes you to Alan's house, and instead she ends up in Omaha, and she's like, I'm in Omaha. Credits! So, say she does end up in Omaha. What happens after a week? We never find out in this movie. What happens?
She turns into a human forever.
Bummer. She likes it!
Yeah, well, they can do it now, because the scientists are after her.
Yeah, they know her.
Well, not now, but before she was, like, hung up about it.
Well, it's a big decision. And she ultimately decided that she wanted to live on the land among the New Yorkers.
She did? When did she decide that?
Because she decided that she would marry Alan.
Yeah. She was like,
she
yes.
overtly say that...
She comes up to him and says yes.
She
that's
overtly says that she is going to marry him, but she doesn't overtly say, I am going to live here in the Americas with you.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she does.
She's going to marry him. Thing. That's the whole thing. And then at the end, she said, I wanted to stay with you. She even says it out loud at the end, like, I wanted to stay here with you. And he says, I know, but you can't now.
And he dickbags out, and he's like, now go! And he pushes her off the pier, and he's like, get out of here!
She does a dive on her
own.
out
a little bit. That's my problem, and as a movie reviewer, anytime there's too much smoochy smoo kissy wissy, I just kind of tune out. And then sometimes I lose plot details, because I just go, get back to John Candy and Eugene Levy. Because they're great!
I kind of felt the whole thing was about 15 or 20 minutes too long.
Yeah, it was an hour and 47 minutes, just on the cusp of our veto laws, which now we've had to create a new veto law because the movie was too good.
Because
this movie was good. I thought it was going to be crap from what I remembered as a kid, but I actually liked it.
I liked it.
The mermaid, Finn, and everything that they gave Daryl Hannah was actually really quite awesome.
It was a very well made movie.
Well, I think the only problem in this movie was a couple plot holes. One, she's a mermaid. Two, everything else. But the screenplay was fun. Dialogue was great. Acting was amazing. Directing was fantastic.
The underwater stuff is pretty incredible.
Yeah. The underwater stuff is amazing. Like, I couldn't have been Tom Hanks in this movie. Because at the end, the entire time I was thinking, I was like, okay, he's about 20 to 25 feet under the ocean floor, or above the ocean. The level, where's the water level? Sea level. Mm-hmm. I can't do that. I can't go down 6 feet without my ears just aching to death. It doesn't matter how much you pay me, I can't do it.
How much? Because you've tried before. They're like, we're going to pay you all the money. And you're like, nope, it hurts my ears.
You have to swim down 10 feet to disarm this nuclear device. You're the only person, and it's such a big nuclear device that it's going to explode the whole world like kaboom. I'd be like, well, we're fucked. Let's start touching each other in funny places, because we're all gonna die.
Welcome to the Selfish Bastard Show. If you're just
I can't do it. No, I physically can't do it. I cannot swim lower than 6 feet, because my ears will explode themselves, and then I'll be dead. It's just a weird thing.
Okay, so the one butthole thing that I hated about this movie, well, there were a couple of them, but the first thing I'd like to bring up, I did not like Zippity Doodah song. It was so drug out. It was like, oh my god.
He sang it twice, because he was having a good day.
He sang it like 4 or 5 times.
I think that's kind of like, I'm fine with that because I think that's just what people do when they have a good day, is they sing Zippity Doodah. It's a fun tune. You like singing
Dude, it was a plug for Disney.
I think it was just a Disney.
It was a Disney plug.
I think it was, he has to sing something, and guess what? We own the rights to this one.
I don't know. It got annoying.
And everybody else sings it in the world. If you have a good day, you sing Zippity Doodah. That's just what you do.
I don't.
I do the Johnny Carsons.
No, you sing to the dogs. You sing that when you have a bad day, too.
You sing that when you come out of the bathroom.
You sing it all goth and emo.
I do.
Really,
I don't.
really fucking lame.
even know.
And then you, hey guys, good having you here, and you do like a really lame golf swing, and which is just your golf swing, anyways.
And then I grab my imaginary tie.
No, that's
Letterman.
Letterman, right? Yeah.
Oh,
No, you're happy and you're sad are very hard to determine what the difference is. It's very amazing. So the movie starts out with the credits. Weird. And it's Wooly Bully. And did anybody else get a hint of Adam Sandler in the singing? It was like, Wooly Bully.
No.
Insert Adam Sandler impression here.
No.
I don't know what sort of boat this is. Because it's got like a dance party in the bottom deck. And the upper deck is like some family. Like, this is just a ferry that's kind of gone out of control.
Yeah, what are those people doing? Circling Cape Cod.
Yeah, they're just on a boat ride in Cape Cod, but things have gone awry.
Do you go on boat rides at Cape Cod? Like, get on a boat and see the Cape. From my understanding, Cape Cod is not that big.
Well, there's like an island out there or something.
Yeah, so if you want to get to
Because
the
of this
island.
movie.
It's probably like the ferry ride to Catalina.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the only thing I can compare it to because it's the only ferry ride I've ever been on. And I was like 6, so I remember very little of it.
So you could really relate to when he fell into the water, Sam.
There wasn't a dance party. It was windy, and there was some cars on the boat.
Was it?
That's all I remember.
Was it also in sepia?
No, it was
okay.
not.
All right. I think that's my biggest beef with Ron Howard's directing in this film was sepia.
For the 20 years ago.
Yeah, for like 10 minutes of sepia. Like, it's fine if you fade out of sepia on a 5-10 second thing, but 10 minutes of sepia? Come on, no. Get rid of that sepia.
Yeah, but you know, the best part about that whole scene though was the older brother looking up everybody's skirts. He'd drop his coins.
Future John Candy.
Yeah, he'd drop his coins, get down there and pick him up, and then peek up some skirts.
So here's the thing about John Candy is I'm to infer that he is a ladies' man. He has been around the world and seen a lot of girls.
He's a dirty fat pig.
He's kissed all the girls in the world.
All the girls and the millions of girls.
Yeah.
I can't remember how that song goes.
Every girl in the world.
Kissed a lot of girls. Kissed every girl in the world.
We saw
Shout
that.
out. Shout out to Krispy Kreme right there. So, he's a perv. Fine. Great. He gets a lot of chicks, but I am to understand that is his move. That is how he gets all of the chicks.
The change drop?
The change drop. Because later he does the change drop again. He's like, that's my move. That's how I do this.
Like when he's like 30 years old at a wedding.
And
so,
fat.
well, the problem that I have with the change drop and him doing it is that he never evolved it. You're supposed to evolve the change drop to you bend over to pick up the change and you pretend that you accidentally headbutt them, but you just reach up and you grab some butt.
Oh, that's nice.
What you're using that change for is to buying some Copperfield.
And then as you progress into an old man, you need to just put the hand on the butt to brace yourself so that you don't break a hip.
Then you just drop change in front of them. If they bend over to pick it up, you say, while you're down there, the top of your head is pretty. Things like that. So it's an ongoing thing. Change is so many wonders.
Really.
You grab the quarter behind your ear, and then you ask them what's in their panties.
Classic moves.
Yes. Probably got a 20 in your butt crack. Mm-hmm.
Do you take debit card?
Oh, check the credit.
Wait a minute. Old people don't use debit cards.
No.
That's just science fiction talk.
Diners Club.
Players Club. The Players with Yourself
Yeah.
Club. So he falls off the boat, Tom Hanks, who we later
jumps
learn is
off the
Alan.
boat.
Oh, yeah.
He sees something shiny in the water and he just bails.
And she's down there, Ariel. Madison, to be later determined, is down there, and she saves him somehow with some magic ability of the mermaids.
Kinda. They just seem like they're hanging out
They're
down
just
there.
hanging out. He's not really down there for very long.
No.
I think he's okay. There's no
Brain damage.
damage or even unconsciousness. He's in the water for like 10 seconds before some guy bails
They
in and
kissed,
arrests him.
though.
No, they didn't.
No,
They
they
just
just
held hands.
held hands. And
Oh.
actually, they grabbed each other's shoulders.
Magical mermaid.
So, again, with the no other mermaids in this film, what the fuck is she doing up there? Just hanging out in Cape Cod? Doesn't she have parents? Aren't they worried? Like,
Much like Ariel, she's fascinated with the world above the waterline, and then the little frizzy-haired Q-tip head kid jumps in, and that propels her fascination.
well, when she gets home, she's getting a fucking lecture. That's what I say.
Well,
Maybe grounding.
the John Candy's kid gets a head slap, so corporal punishment is still okay. So she probably just gets her ass straight beat.
Her
Fin
butt.
But
They probably put a fish hook.
Fish hook?
Yep, right in her fin.
That's a dick move, dude.
yeah, that's
What
not
are
cool.
you, Ray Rice? I mean, Adrian Peterson? I mean, anybody?
Bing Crosby.
Bing.
A sack of oranges.
Oh.
Just hit him with a sack of oranges.
I thought that was Bing Crosby's dad.
I don't know. I think that I read somewhere that one of his kids was like, whoever said that was full of shit.
Yeah, really. I was beat with a sack of oranges. I've been beat worth worse things than the sack of oranges because usually oranges, A, they're delicious, and B, they're fairly mushy. Like, I think I'm okay with that. We should try that. We should get drunk sometime and beat each other with a sack of oranges.
I think the idea with the sack of oranges, it's like the phone book. It's going to hurt, but it's not going to leave any marks.
Oh, good parenting.
A little different than a blanket party.
Blanket party.
You pin a guy down in his rack. You know, this is military talk. Pin a guy down in his rack. You know, the guy that's been snitching on you to the
Drill sergeant.
drill sergeant, and you pin him down with a blanket. You pin his head underneath the blanket, and then you beat him with all your socks filled with soap.
So in Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, did you learn this from a movie, Justin?
Actually, I learned it by an old guy named Don. But either way,
Who watched it in Full Metal Jacket?
possibly. But that's called the blanket party. I learned that part from Don. So time progresses. It's now this
20
morning.
years later.
Which is
Now
to
this
assume
morning.
that most of this movie actually takes place in the future.
I don't understand your thought behind it.
Yeah, dude, it's
So-
It's
obviously
this
not the
morning.
future.
This morning can never be the future. Ever. It can only be the past.
Well, everything that happens after this morning is in the future. Is past this morning.
Oh. Mind blown.
Yeah.
Nice.
But anyway, the Q-tip kid and the fat Jolly Roger, the fat change dropping kid, they grow up to take over their dad's business of being fruit people.
No, they're
fruit
I am
distributors.
to understand that they're
They're a produce warehouse.
at the dock. They're import exporters, or actually just importers.
They're a middleman.
A logistics company of fruit per se.
I think they're a produce warehouse.
Yeah.
I can go by that, but aren't they at the dock?
I
They've
don't
got
know
a
where the hell
warehouse
they're
and it's
there.
full of produce, and they seem to be middlemaning it from the growers of the produce to the stores.
Yeah.
So they are a
They are a
wholesaler.
wholesaler.
They're
of
a
fruit,
warehouse.
yeah. Doesn't really matter where it's at.
Middleman.
Yeah.
There you
okay.
go.
So yeah, but Tom Hanks, Alan,
Is running everything.
is running everything. It appears to be doing pretty well.
And is like 26 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not very old.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
I don't know,
Fat
you
ass
should go
John
get her.
Candy shows up. He looks
He's-
like he's 45.
Freddy is still an asshole.
Oh, I think Freddy is easily just 30.
Well, he looked like he was about 10 I'd take that.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. The age progression, I'm good with.
I don't know. John Candy.
Because he's fat? That makes him old? He
No.
looked young.
Dude,
He looked like a spry ninja John Candy, who I fucking love. So I'm going to defend his quirks and his age.
this is what
You
I'm
keep
saying.
doing your thing, John Candy. Keep
They-
delivering that comedy to me.
They portrayed
He's
him
still alive,
in the
right?
beginning.
I know he's dead.
they portrayed him in the beginning to be a chubby kid, so we knew he was going to be a fat adult.
Right, he does become a fat
So
adult.
the transition was good. I'm not arguing that, but I didn't think the age difference was that big in the first scene, and then in the second scene, he looked so much older than Tom Hanks.
I would
Probably
say
the same age in real life, or would be.
the kids or Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks and John Candy.
Oh, I don't think so. I think John
Candy was born in 1950.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So he would have been he's supposed to be 30 in the movie,
30,
and so he's
30.
33 in real life when they're shooting it.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Uh-huh. Wait, where did he get 30? Or 33, because it's 1980 that the film is filmed.
It was filmed I think it was filmed in 82 or 83 and released in 84.
Oh, I thought it was 80. Where am I
No.
getting 80? Huh. Okay, so 33. What do you got on Tom Hanks?
Well, you should talk while I search that.
Tom Hanks from such films as Forrest Gump,
You're just
Philadelphia,
boring. He's just giving you all these facts. Let me share
may
you
not
something
have
about some of
heard
the
this Tom
costumes and
Hanks
wardrobes in
before.
this movie.
Boy.
Costume and wardrobe.
Bloomingdale's.
Bloomingdale's.
Bloomingdale's was definitely advertised in this movie, as well as Anne Klein.
Oddly enough, Tom Hanks was born in 1956, so the age, they're about their same age in the movie and in real life.
Ah, way to go, Ron Howard.
Or the lady that does casting.
Or that lady who does casting.
Yeah. We are not... Oh my god, I can't believe we're 20 minutes into this and we haven't even got out of the opening scene. No costumes. She's got a fishtail and she shops at Bloomingdale's.
She goes to Bloomingdale's.
Yeah, she dresses just like an 80s person. Okay, moving on. Tom Hanks is basically the ultimate nice guy, but he's got big problems. He's got this big business to run.
Doesn't have enough time for a girlfriend.
Doesn't have enough time or the ability to really commit that
He doesn't
down
give a
with her.
shit about his girlfriend.
He doesn't give a shit about her. He seems pretty choking up about her, but he just doesn't love her, per se. They've probably been going out for
6 years.
6 years or something. That's too early, dude. Come on, man. So, he's got big problems. His brother's kind of a fuck up, even though he's
The
really
second
not.
that Tom Hanks leaves work, John Candy takes over and it's going places.
Yeah,
All of a sudden they're doing more volume. He's even got, he seems like he should have been there the whole time.
Exactly.
But his specialty, though, is drinking.
Which is
chicks.
how you used to sell things back in the day. That's the old boy business.
Actually, it's still the way you sell things.
Sometimes,
most of the times. If you can get a guy drunk, and you're drunk with him, you're going to sell things.
Oh no, I've been there. I've been the guy that they'll get drunk, and I'll be like, sure, buy it.
Yeah, I don't really give a fuck.
Send 12 of them tomorrow.
All products are the same.
Yeah.
I will buy your staplers.
Shit, whatever, I'll use it. Go.
So, my question is, though, Tom Hanks is very lonely. He just can't find the right anything. He's just so lonely, but he's still the nice guy and Mr. Perfect. And why was that such a big thing in the 80s? In 80s movies?
Because it was a cocaine-filled...
Nice guys finish last was sort of a theme in the 80s.
The lonely guy.
Cocaine-driven aggression.
Where are you getting the
There's no cocaine in this movie.
No, not at all.
I'm just saying, the 80s in general was a cocaine flutter. Everybody was doing the coke in the 80s.
Huh. Moving on. I guess that's as far as we're going to go with that. Nobody's going to be able to give me a legitimate answer to why are there all these lonely guy movies in the 80s? Because of cocaine. Oh.
There's a lot of lonely guys in the 80s.
They don't have cocaine to give the whores, so they are alone. They are alone!
So he goes out and to his stepbrother's wedding, or
it's one of his employees,
employee wedding. Throws a fit, has a bad time, gets super drunk, and then decides to go to Cape Cod while he's drunk.
A taxi to take to Cape Cod.
Right.
And he's throwing $100 bills, y'all, at the cab driver.
It kind of looked like about $10.
It was just a wad of cash.
Let's go. So he gets to Cape Cod, and there's Eugene Levy on the shore. Now, why was Tom Hanks all wet? Anybody get that?
I don't know.
He looks disheveled. He just came out of a He's like, oh, thank God we're in Cape Cod. Now I'm on a beach.
I'm on the wrong side of the beach. Take me to the island.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out why he was all wet and
maybe he barfed on himself and then he had to go shower himself off.
Jump in the ocean.
It's rainy there. It was all overcast when they shot it.
True.
It looked stormy.
So Eugene Levy's there, and he's like,
Who's spying on me?
yeah,
Who sent you?
You're dressed in a tux, so therefore you must be a spy. What was Eugene Levy doing?
Looking for mermaids.
Don't think so.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
Why would he be looking for mermaids? He's never seen a mermaid before in his life.
They talked about that with his old professor. He's dedicated
now
his research.
looking for mermaids because he saw a mermaid while he was out there.
No,
No, he was
Justin.
looking for mermaids. That's what he said. Like, that's his old professor's like, I can't believe you've dedicated your life to this. Not, I can't believe you've dedicated the last 8 days and movie time to this. He has been looking for
now
mermaids.
dedicated your life to
No,
this.
No.
Yeah, I can't believe you've... Why would somebody say that? I can't believe you spent the last 3 days doing this. No, he's dedicated his life.
If you came
Yeah,
to me
because
and
the
said,
professor-
I am now going to spend the rest of my life looking for Bigfoot, I would say, you're now going to spend the rest of your life looking for Bigfoot? And that would work. But in this movie, it doesn't work. That's stupid. He sees a fucking mermaid, he goes back to the professor, and the professor says, you're now going to start dedicating your life to this?
No,
Justin.
Yeah, you're
You're way off. And do you
you're
know
way
why?
off.
Because that scene was getting emotional between two bros who have shared college experience because the guy was 12 years old when this professor was teaching him, and there was some emotional connecting there. And you were like, oh, tune it out. And that's why you don't get it.
All right, listeners, solve this argument at twitter.com/TinkerMadness, #Splash, and tell us whether Eugene Levy was looking for mermaids or just conducting scientific bullshit.
He was looking for mermaids.
Looking for mermaids.
Moving on. So, Tom Hanks gets a tiny boat and goes out there with Fat Jack, which I thought was a great name for just anybody
That
who's
character.
named Fat X. Is just it's always so much fun. I don't know why. I wonder if it's
Well, it
offensive
has to be
fat
like,
people.
it's not just fat blank, but like, it has to be a one syllable. Because it's like Fat Leopold, it doesn't work.
I don't know.
Yeah,
what about
you're
Fat
right.
Cornelius?
Fat Cornelius does not work.
No,
It's kinda fun.
I think you're right. It's got to be a one syllable.
Fat Cornelius just sort of
Fat
reminds me
John.
of a sandwich. like it's corned beef.
Fat Cornelius. You should look into making one of those. Just the way you like it. So, long story short, Alan gets bonked in the head because of some hijinks, which I thought was interesting because did you know that 75% of all boating accidents are alcohol related?
No.
He had to have alcohol still coursing through his veins because he was pretty fucking drunk. So
Yeah.
he's part of the three
But it
quarters.
was 300 miles to Cape Cod, so I'm pretty sure he dried out a little bit.
I thought that there was an
That's
alarming
like 45
percentage of-
minutes in a New York taxi.
It's not like there's 75% of all accidents happen because of alcohol. Pretty much all of them.
And bathtubs. Bathtubs are dangerous.
Especially when you're shit-faced drunk.
Stacy, are you out there?
100% of all accidents in the bathtub while drunk are lethal.
Well, at least to Captain America comic books.
I think that's.
Yes.
I think that's.
If your name is Stacy, we know you've had a few of these instances.
We
It's a
have.
public service to you.
We actually have a lot of people that listen to this podcast that
And
aren't
she isn't one of them.
one of them. So she's now Madison, future Madison, finds him unconscious, drags him up onto shore. She's now looking at him, giving the old, "What kind of guy is that? Is he cool? I don't know, man." But
She
at the same time,
recognizes
she
him.
Knew him. Either way, she's naked, runs up, gives him the old smoochy smoot kissy wissy. He's like, "Whoa, naked lady on a beach, just kiss me." Yeah. She goes down into the water, grabs his wallet, finds out he's from New York, goes to a boat, pulls down a map
Shipwreck, a
of
shipwreck.
where New York. Oh yeah, shipwreck. Pulls down a map of where New York is, learns where New York is, and now she's got a game plan. Which I thought was funny because it's a very nice pirate ship. Very nice. It's got maps, old antiques. It's in very good condition, and it's just about 60 feet off the shore of Cape Cod and about 10 feet deep underneath the water. Masts have got to be sticking up still. Somebody should have taken that boat.
I think it's actually
For sure.
the salvaging of shipwrecks has not been going on for all that long.
They would have cleaned it out. They would have got those maps.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Oh, so you are to say that if you lived as a 10-year-old boy, which you did, in California, and that you knew that there was a pirate ship just right over there, you wouldn't swim down? Look, I can do 10 feet, and my ears don't explode. I would have been like, fuck yeah, look at this pirate map.
But if it's a nuclear bomb, you wouldn't defuse it. But if it's a map...
If it's a pirate map.
Shitty old pirate ship.
Hey, look what I got. Woo!
I will risk my life for a pirate map, but not to save my own life and everyone else on the planet's life.
Good thing there's a whole hell of a lot more shipwrecks than there are.
Good thing you're not in charge of any big decisions in this country.
God.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Thank God for that.
You know, they had your name on the top of the list to save the world, and they're like, we're just gonna bump him down.
I tell you what, if I was in charge of anything...
I know they actually pull out the list and they're like, who's the one man that can save us? Justin Throngard. God damn it, Pete. That's the list of biggest assholes. You mix those up all the time. Go back to the file cabinet.
If I was in charge of anything, America would be a democracy for about 20 seconds. Because it'd be like, monarchy, bitches! Anybody heard of tyranny?
Eat your heart out, Kim Jong-il.
Apparently
Which he would. He would eat his own heart out because he's a big, giant, fat guy.
Now,
Loves his food.
Did you hear this, though? That he's got gout right now. They assume that
He's dead.
Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you said ill.
Yeah, he's not alive anymore.
Oh, they're the same person.
He died?
Kim
Yeah, his son
Jong-il?
is running it now.
Yeah, the son.
Kim Jong-un.
Kim
Jong-un, yeah.
Anyway, he's...
No.
So apparently he really likes Swiss cheese. I heard this on the radio today.
And it gave him gout. Isn't he like 28?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, and he's a big fat porker. And so nobody's seen him in like 3 weeks, and they think he's got the gout.
What?
Because he put on all this weight like really suddenly.
This doesn't make any sense.
It was on the damn news.
What news?
I don't know, just look it up. Apparently,
It was on the Colbert Report.
apparently he just likes his cheese and he's gained too much weight and now he's got the gout. And he's too embarrassed to come outside because his pants don't fit anymore.
He was wearing a jumpsuit to begin with. They make them in bigger ones.
Fish movie. I bet you Splash is one of his favorite films. Anyways, so she goes to New York to find Alan. She gets arrested for walking up on Ellis
Statue
Island.
of Liberty.
Well, actually, no, that's not Ellis Island. That's Statue of Liberty.
Which does expose one of the plot holes. She can read English, but she can't speak it.
Oh, yeah.
Oops. Didn't make that connection. Nice work there, buddy. So, also her sense of navigation is impeccable. Because, let's face it, she has only been under the water her whole life.
Well, I would.
Yet she knows what the entire coastline looks like and where New York is at.
I guess, yeah,
Which is all above land.
She's a goddamn prodigy, is what she is.
She
She's
is a
super
fucking prodigy.
genius
They
How do
never
you know
explained
that she
yeah.
doesn't have a small crab named Sebastian?
that knows things.
Yeah.
Well,
knows
apparently,
things.
In the know.
her only friend is this sea turtle that she looks really fucking pissed at. Like, there's this sea turtle that they just throw into the movie, and she's like, "Oh, get out of here, sea turtle! I'm trying to do things."
Which, if I was Daryl Hannah at that point, I would have been like, I'm underwater and there's a fucking sea turtle in here. Sweet! Could have been a snapping turtle.
No, it was a sea turtle.
No, the sea turtles are huge.
That could have just been a young one.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, they
start
don't
out
come
big.
out like 500 pounds
That's
or
not until
whatever.
they're like 70 years old.
Okay, sorry, paleobotanists.
You're welcome. We just don't want you to look like an asshole. Oh, wait, that's just too late.
Alright, well, either way, she's in the news. She gets arrested on Liberty Island, and it
the
goes...
tourists are all trying to take their picture with her, which is kind of weird.
I thought that was like a nice precursor to the internet, because everybody's like, take me a selfie of me next to this naked lady. I mean, like, that's future talk. Instead of freaking out, they're like, no, the internet's coming. Someday this is going to pay off. Someday we will have Instagram, and I'm going to have like 100 hits on it for this shit. Anyways, so she gets arrested, goes to the pen, and he has to pick her up from federal pound me in the ass prison.
It's just a police station.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She's not even really in... She's just on a bench with some
Yeah, she's
hookers
just in with the hookers. Which...
who have not been arrested because they have plans for them later.
Police station full of hookers.
Like, you know why there's so much crime in the city? Because you just pick up the hookers and you bring them here to hang out. And then you just hang out with them all
And
day.
then they just yell at you constantly. Get me the hell out of here! Blah, 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 blah. I know my rights. And then you just sit there and do paperwork. Waste of time.
They're too...
Cops.
a radio might have been way too expensive for the police station.
Radio?
So that's why they bring in the hookers for background noise.
Oh. Which I guess I would rather listen to a cracked out hooker than anything any DJ says on the radio. So, I thought that was funny. Fuck you guys.
Oh, yeah. Crickets.
Yeah, it was not funny.
So, Alan comes to get her because she's got his wallet. She goes to his house. He takes her to her house, or his house, his apartment. She can't even wait. They bang in the elevator. Takes her to Bone Town for like 50 times. Yay.
And then the thieving bitch spends all of his money.
Yeah, how did she
Bloomingdale's.
get
Oh, Bloomingdale's.
Does she still have
have
the
his
wallet?
wallet, yeah, because she just like hands the wallet to the cabbie who then takes whatever amount of money he wants. And then she just goes and spends the rest of it at Bloomingdale's.
His credit card has got to have like... Because that fountain could... Oh, wait, no, she sold her...
That's probably why he leaves with her at the end. He was like, you know how much is on my Visa right now? I'm getting in the water.
Tax evasion.
Text this, Uncle
That's
Sam.
why he can never come back.
Yeah.
Because of tax evasion.
Mountain of debt.
Yeah. So she goes to Bloomingdale's. She learns English instantly.
From 6 hours of watching TV.
6 hours of watching TV, you can learn English. We never find out where she gets all these superpowers. Is that just like what mermaids
do.
are?
Yeah, they have super... Well, I'm guessing.
They're instant learners of everything?
They're magic.
I know how this goes.
Okay.
Ask any mermaid you happen to see. What's the best tuna chicken of the sea? That is the only mermaid song I know. I just wanted to share it.
That's a good one. I love Chicken of the Sea.
Yeah, me too.
It's delightful. You should try Chicken of the Sea. Atlantic salmon. And they should pay us for saying that.
Yes.
Ask any mermaid.
Okay, so now she's got clothes.
Which
she can
now,
speak English.
another plot hole.
Okay.
She's at Bloomingdale's. He comes back with flowers. Does he have 2 wallets? Where's he getting his cash if she's got all of his shit?
Touche.
Probably just steals out of the petty cash box at work.
How's he paying the taxi to get back and forth to
How's he
work?
get... He doesn't have any money.
No money. None monies.
Because he's got 2 wallets.
Or he just shoves up all of his money up his butt.
You know, that's a good safety
It is
plan.
New York. Well, I mean, it was New York before Giuliani. You gotta, have a stash in case of the
Contingency
muggers.
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's getting a cab, even though he has his own car.
He has his own car?
Yeah, he
that's
does.
The BMW, yeah.
You know, it's just too much of a pain in the ass to park it, though.
He did double park outside the police station. Which, if you're going to double park anywhere, I mean, go big.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
They're not going to write you a ticket.
And
They're
then
in there
hood slide.
fraternizing with all the hookers.
So, anyways, Eugene Levy then...
That's why meter maids are ladies, because they're not interested in the hookers.
Eugene Levy, we're then introduced to him. Well, no, we're not introduced, but he then finds out that she's on shore. His mermaid that he's looking for is on shore because of basically the Morning Sun or
The tabloids.
The tabloids, because of her nudie ramp on Liberty Island. So now he's in the hunt. He knows where she's at, and he's going back to shore to get her. Got to go back to New York. What are the 2 other guys on the boat with him?
I don't know. He called them the Genius Twins, and they said that they
We're
weren't
not
twins.
twins. I could have gone for more of them.
I
like
could not. They were just gross.
Okay, so whatever. I guess you have to be pretty to be on Jackie's TV, even if you're a moron. Morons can't be on TV.
Dancing morons in tuxedos. Now, that would be something.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
That would be something.
Oh, just be something. Like something.
Mm-hmm.
That would be something.
It'd be some... Anyway.
So they go on some dates.
Isn't that dinner?
This is my note now. Assorted date moments.
She blows up all the TVs with her dolphin chatter.
Yeah.
Yeah. They go ice skating.
Yeah, eventually.
Well, we forgot about one of the first problems with...
She buys the fountain.
Throughout the movie, I'm presented with plenty of evidence as to why Tom Hanks is unmarried.
Okay. I'd like to hear this.
Well, he doesn't... He's got an aversion to love. The word seems to piss him off.
He's got pubes for hair.
And then when he gets a woman into his apartment and maybe she wants to take a bath, he's got to get into the bathroom like a fucking raging psycho.
Freak out, man.
What are you doing in there, taking a bath? Well, let me in. You know what? No. I locked the door so I can take a goddamn bath. Go away.
Yeah, he knows nothing about women. You never go into that bathroom when the lady's in the tub and she's got the candles and the champagne and some strawberries and...
A guy
whatever
named Julio.
A guy named Julio, of course, the pool cleaner's in there. You just don't go in, man. Of course, like you said while we were watching this, on her side, she blew it because all she had to say is, I'm taking a huge shit. Mm-hmm. And he's going to be like, fuck that noise.
Mm-hmm. Open the window.
Light a match.
There's some matches.
I'm going to go watch some Cosby.
Mm-hmm.
So.
She also eats that lobster. Like, she just grabs it off the plate, and then she just eats right through the shell.
I didn't really get that joke because that's how you eat lobster.
I don't eat the shell.
Mm-hmm. I've seen you eat lobster. So, Eugene Levy, he now decides, here's how I'm going to expose her. I got to get her wet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he should have done? Should have
played her some Barry White. Oh!
Stole my joke, you fucker.
Oh, shit. Don't ask, you say.
He should have bought a Corvette.
Oh, well, that'll work.
Because it rhymes.
Too. Yeah.
What's Eugene Levy should have done to get her wet? Should have bought a Corvette. Hey! So he doesn't buy a Corvette. He just decides to do the old classic maneuver with water and dumping it on her. Which also gets him wet, but whatever.
This is before or after the racquetball sequence?
Oh, the racquetball sequence. I think it's directly before.
Right, because he chases down this woman. He thinks that it's them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He throws water on her.
Couple.
Yeah, he throws water at the couple. The guy turns around, beats the shit out of him.
Breaks his arm. 16 places.
Fractures
his arm. And then we go to
They're playing racquetball.
Yeah.
John Candy.
The brothers are playing racquetball.
And apparently Tom Hanks has confessed everything about why she's so weird.
But this is like the best racquetball game ever.
Because John Candy is smoking.
And drinking beer.
And
they got
drinking
cooler beer and they're smoking cigarettes.
And there's like a troop of people outside the racquetball waiting. They've been playing for 5 minutes and John Candy's already ready to bail. So I think if you're going to go to the racquetball center, or the YMCA in New York, you want to get into the one with the fat guy smoking a cigarette and the cooler of beer, because he's going to be done in like 10 minutes, and then you can get in there.
The other thing...
Two healthy people. Screw that, you're going to be there all day.
They're fucking brave.
Why?
Because they're not wearing goggles.
Ooh, yeah.
You take a shot, those things move fast. I have played the racquetball, and you should wear the goddamn goggles. You lose an eye in that shit.
Top tip.
John Candy did get hit in the head.
He did. One take.
And then also, the handicap in the game was that Tom Hanks had to hold his beer, so he holds it in the back of his shorts, and it's an open beer. That's not going to go well. He's going to eventually slip on the beer.
You're going to get a sloshy butt.
And then you're going to slip it. Yeah. If your brother doesn't knock himself out on the first serve, which is what happens, fortunately. And apparently, according to IMDb, that only took one take.
That's amazing. I couldn't have done that. That would have taken me 1,000 times. I'm that bad at racquetball.
One of the...
John Candy is better at racquetball than I am.
I'd say little-known fact I've read about him is that he was amazingly coordinated and very good at basically all sports.
Huh.
He was a college football player.
There you go.
In Canada. But
that doesn't count.
Lost his knees. He was a top prospect. He was a hell of a football player. But, yeah, lost his knees, so...
Well, it seems like it paid out for him.
So are we at the proposal yet?
No. My question is, again, now she can ice skate. She hasn't had legs before. I have had legs my whole life. I can't ice skate. How come she can't? That's bullshit, man. fucking bullshit.
Yeah. And then Tom Hanks
And
proves
it's also
again
December now.
why he's alone, because he turns into a sissy bitch during that scene.
Yeah, he starts complaining and acting out and like, way to be in touch with your feelings.
Will you marry me? No.
Yeah.
Right. So then we have the rejection phase, which okay, all right. Here we go. This movie, in my opinion, is the start of all the modern romantic comedy genre, because you have a very specific set of rules that come into play in this movie and then translate then into the future of all romantic comedies, such as he's down in the dumps, can't find anybody, lonely guy, perfectly nice and acceptable though. She's incredibly amazing and loves everything about his world and everything he says. But then all of a sudden you have the classic breakup moment, which does happen in every single rom-com, where the boy
is a douche,
meets girl, boy and girl fall in love, boy loses girl, boy gets girl back. Mm-hmm. That's how it all works. And I think that this movie is basically the start of all of that.
I think
other than in literature, but in that archetype.
Isn't this exactly like, because what you just said plays out completely in that Dudley Moore movie that was also a remake.
Arthur?
Both Arthur and what is the other one that was remade for the third time with Jude Law?
Alfie.
That's basically Alfie.
Maybe this.
And Alfie with Dudley Moore is a remake. I don't even know who's in the first Alfie.
There you go. Maybe
I think that this.
Maybe it made him
there's
popular.
Some modern. Maybe resurrect something that had gotten out of favor, but the romantic comedy, as I was saying with the Doris Day movies, there's a bunch of them before this.
Yeah, but those are all other genres mixed into this.
No, the Doris Days are straight up romantic comedy.
This is how you make a modern day rom-com. You stick two good-looking people that are charming and funny into it, and they fall in love. He does something stupid, and then she leaves, and then he gets her back somehow by doing something heroic or brave or just romantic.
Or just sitting on his ass in an alleyway.
Yeah, which is basically what he does. She comes back, so you're right. No, this is totally not that archetype at all. She comes back, which is now day 5. I wrote down, I got a note. We're now on day 5. She says yes to the marriage proposal. Now they're all excited. Woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. Let's go get married.
Let's get a blood test.
Let's get a blood test.
What is the deal with the blood test?
So apparently they used to do blood tests.
Used to?
I don't know that they do it anymore. Did you guys have to get a blood test before you got married? There you go. They used to in major cities.
He also says that
if they
we can go to Maryland, we don't have to get a blood test.
If they went to Cape Cod, because it's a small town, I think in a major city, if you were going to get a marriage license, you'd probably have to have a blood test. Either way,
not anymore.
It was originally to test on whether you have or have had syphilis at any point.
So what?
Exactly.
I
don't know.
Yes, I have. Well, then you can't get married. Who the fuck are you to tell me that I can't get married?
Your futures, they're like, yep, your husband-to-be has the syphilis.
So why don't
And so do you, because you didn't wait, goddammit.
I know. Just a way to catch sinners, Justin.
They probably put you on some blacklist. I mean,
that's
it's
just
nonsense.
Weird. That is a weird thing that we don't know anything about.
Yeah, and if you go back to when they were doing that, like, they weren't really able to do a lot with blood testing during the time this was happening.
And it would have taken a very long time, too.
Like, now you could do it and be like, by the way, that's your cousin. You'd be like, oh, shit.
Let's do it anyways.
Yeah.
You know what?
You have genetics for...
Her boobs are huge!
Yeah. What are we talking about here? First cousin, third cousin twice removed, I'm okay with that.
So... yeah, that just blows my mind. Somebody out there that's listening should do an entire podcast about, yes, we all used to have to get blood tests to get married because we were a disease-est-based society. Fuck you. If you want to get married, get married. It's a top tip from Stinker Madness. So then they go to the presidential speech thingy deal.
And how does a fruit guy, a middleman fruit guy vendor, get...
John Candy says if you want to be big, you got to act big.
Oh,
so he just
He just wheels
Put
and
me on
deals,
the
and he
list.
drinks with big shots, and he ends up in these. I'm telling you, he's the old boy businessman, and he's the king.
So why isn't he there?
Because Alan asked him if he could take Madison. That's why.
That's a plot hole. Why are they there? They're wankers.
Yeah, no.
They have no business being there.
But he loves his brother, and he let him go, even though he should have been there with some
And
flavor of the evening.
You're making giant inferences. I think that's a huge plot hole as well.
Okay.
Why are they there? They shouldn't be there.
Okay.
And even then, like, you can go take my tickets. I think that the doorman, once again, the classic doorman would be like, let me see your name. Your name is Alan Fruit Guy. I have Freddy Fruit Guy here. You're not him. Fuck off. Security clearance. Beat it, punk.
Well, the Secret Service in this movie is not good. And apparently, even in this movie, the president is an asshole.
Because Eugene Levy can sneak into the classic go into the kitchen.
Yeah, with a broken arm.
With a broken arm move.
And 2 water tanks.
And 2 water tanks, and you can get into any place in the
Yeah.
world.
And then that's when he Wile E. Coyote out and obsesses about it, and he kisses the nozzle.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
He is now completely emotionally invested as a human being to spraying water on this girl.
Well, he does. In the long term. After some shenanigans.
He gets thrown out. They're taking him away by the Secret Service. And then Tom Hanks...
So he sprays her, right, and gets taken away. So there's a car ready to go just in case of mermaid? Because, I mean, it's like 2 seconds later, a car comes and grabs her and throws her in the
this
car.
is a mermaid, and they basically are like, fuck the president, we gotta get this mermaid to a secret, we have to turn this movie into E.T. as rapidly as possible, which,
we got a mermaid.
Again, Alan, why is
the pink Ford Lincoln.
Why is Alan alone? Because if, say, Alan's girlfriend is in some trouble, he just stands there like an asshole and lets the Secret Service take... He has a good 40 seconds to just get in there and get her the hell into his car, and he just watches it all go down.
Yeah, oh my god, she's a mermaid, she's a mermaid.
he's a dick.
I don't know. I mean, well, I guess. Who's to say? Put yourself in that situation. Your girlfriend's a mermaid. What would you do? I guess we'll never find out, because mermaids don't fucking exist. They're manatees.
Well, put yourself. I put myself in this situation. Let's say maybe
Sounds
she's
like this
sprayed
has happened to me before.
with water, right? Maybe it goes on just as swimmingly as you'd want it to go, and she just flat out tells you she's a mermaid, and well, you think she's crazy, or maybe she's like, "Come into the bathroom now."
I'll show you.
You see it, and you're like, "Huh, love is magical." Because if we were at dinner and she's like, "I used to be a man," I'd be like, "This is kind of a deal breaker for me."
But mermaids not.
I used to be a mermaid. Were you always a female mermaid? Yes, that's cool. I'm fine with that. She's magic. There's nothing magic about an inverted penis.
Oh my
Or a
god.
lopped off one. Stitched up. Ew. Yeah, so...
Highly scientific,
which
but not
leads
magic.
us to the moral of the movie. Love is not perfect.
Oh, no.
That is explicitly stated. Love is not perfect.
Yes, love is not
That's the theme of
perfect.
the movie. So take it as it is, kids. Another top tip. So then Eugene Levy decides to grow conscious because she's starting to flake off. She's got the classic fish disease.
She's got fish clap.
Fish clap, basically. Yeah, her skin's coming off. It's icky. Ugh.
Yeah.
Don't want to
There's
touch
no
her.
jocks there
You
to
do
help
not want
her
to
out.
swim in that pool because it's covered in some yellow fung.
And when she gets the ick.
Yeah.
Ew.
If they would have just put a jock in there, she probably would have been okay.
No, I used to have a little history here. My roommate had this Oscar fish, and its head started coming off in giant chunks. It had the ick, and we had an Oscar, this little sucker, cleaning up the whole thing. And that guy, he ate so much ick that his poop was just filled with ick. So he was then creating icky poop, which made the tank even more dirty. So you got the ick and the icky poop, and it's just yucky all over the place, and there's nothing to be done. You just gotta hit the fat fish that's brains are falling out with a hammer, and then cook them and eat them.
Usually you can drain the tank about halfway because the chemical's more effective. The with less water, and then you put a chemical in. And if
I did that.
Kill him,
and it just increased the ick from his brains. Just then started seeping out in like strings, like when you uncurl
so he
your
had
brain.
worms.
No, it was his
called
brain.
ick.
It was just his brain that was floating around, and then
Gross.
and then you'd touch it, and like his flipper would kick and stuff. It was icky.
Wow, so this magical under the sea movie has just gotten completely disgusting.
Yeah, fish are gross, dude. They basically eat their own poop and themselves.
Good to know.
Well, so she's in the tank, and then it goes back to Alan's office when it is stated explicitly that love isn't perfect. You realize another reason why he's a loser. He's got a Jets banner.
Yep.
A little Jets pennant.
Dude, you're talking Jets in 1984, though, dude.
That's the New York Stock Exchange, but they're still not any good. They didn't win anything.
No. You still, about 10 years before that, though, you had guarantee we're going to win the Super Bowl. Broadway Joe.
Yeah, but
Got a problem with Broadway
this is
Joe?
where
Huh?
This is in the 60s,
the older
wasn't it?
brother
No.
really starts
Late
to
68.
shine.
Yeah,
68.
that's...
What? What, sweetheart?
This is where
Talk
the
Talk
older
right-
brother really...
Are you going to get started? When are you going to get started? Okay, go. I'm sorry.
You should be like,
Try to blow up your computer monitor, but it didn't work.
Jackie's
It's
touching
LCD.
me.
You can't do that anymore.
Oh. Ask any mermaid you happen to see
Can't
Okay.
blow up a computer monitor.
with just the EEEs.
So Eugene Levy grows a conscience. He decides, oh, dude, they're killing her. I need to... You're a sadistic bastard, Dr. Frankenstein. I'm going to free her.
Yeah, so the older
So
brother
I'm going to go to a
also-
dentist.
Yeah.
Which was his plan.
He was going to get his teeth drilled without any,
Novocaine.
without any
as
painkiller
punishment.
as his own punishment to himself.
That's like a really bad birthday present.
Another plot hole. Tom Hanks knows where he's at.
Yeah.
Busts
yeah.
in there. You're going to help me save my girlfriend.
And then, John Candy really steps up, or the brother. Mm-hmm. Freddie, that you think, man, this guy's kind of a worthless pile. Steps up
I
and...
thought he was had his shit together more than anybody in
Yeah.
this movie.
Dude, he steps up, though, and he becomes a true fighter for love.
Well, except for he doesn't step up because
And
eventually...
they fuck him in the end, because
They
they just
fuck him
leave
in,
his ass
and
there.
they leave his ass. He has committed a felony. That is, what do you think? Obstruction of justice.
So
Theft
at
of
this
government
point,
property.
now, at this point, if the government sets up a facility
Impersonating
to possibly
a federal employee.
if the government sets up a secret facility to most likely kill another sentient being, they themselves are in so much trouble.
Oh, absolutely. I
but
still think he's going to Guantanamo.
He's going to go to Guantanamo because
Yeah.
then that's the place you take people when they really haven't... Like, what do they do? We can't tell you, and we couldn't really make a case against them, so we're just going to stick them here forever.
Yeah, but
he's
what
not-
a suckfest. Your brother's off with the mermaid of his dreams, and you're in Guantanamo having to make human pyramids.
Dave,
Sandwiches.
Human pyramids.
Dick sandwiches and human pyramids.
Well, you know what? He gets to live with clear conscience. Did the right thing. So,
I bet he just fucking hated life after that, though. Drinking toilet wine.
oh, I don't think you can make toilet wine in Guantanamo. I think you get to drink your own pee.
Yeah, I'm just saying, his life went down the shitter.
You get to make Kevin Costner wine.
Ew.
That's about all I have to say about that. So then there's a helicopter chase. They get her. And helicopter chase.
With the
And-
help of John Candy's 12-inch penis.
Right. A la John Candy's 12-inch pieces. And then they end up on the docks. Eugene Levy takes bail. We don't know what happens to him.
He falls into a thing.
A great
A trash dump.
trash dump thing. I don't know what the hell that was. I never see him again. And then she just jumps in the water. And then 5 minutes later, he jumps in the water. Ninja fight underneath the seas. Pulls off all the masts. And then they float to
Do not forget
the abyss.
that she cold cocked somebody in the nuts with her tail.
That's right. That's right.
You can't really fight with a mermaid underwater. You're kind of in their territory at that point.
True.
She proves it.
Yeah.
But,
That was very plausible.
I have a thought. Well, one, they swim to her sea city,
Namor's town.
which I am assuming to be closer to Cape Cod than New York.
No, I thought it was closer to New York than
Well, it
Cape
seems
Cod.
like that because they take like 8 seconds to get there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But
And
what's she doing
Hudson
in-
Bay is incredibly clean.
Yeah. What's
There's
she doing
no
in Cape
trash.
Cod all the time?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. What the fuck is up with her parents? Her ass should be grounded. She did not get home before midnight that day.
I think the city's closer to Cape Cod. I think they were swimming for longer than we think. Because it's sort of montagey as they're swimming.
Yeah, because you get all these different little sceneries.
Yeah.
They're going into these different little alcoves and stuff.
So either way, she, in our society, is a super genius. We don't have those powers. He's going to be like the village idiot in that town.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because he's going to be like, are there any strawberries at this festival?
He's not going to learn their language at all.
No.
Ever.
He's inept. He's just a guy.
Yeah. That's going to suck.
He's howdy doody for the rest of his life.
And then think about what happens when, like, the mean kids in the Abyss Town start picking on him. And he can't fight back because he fights like we do underwater, where it's all slow. I'll punch you, and then he can't punch very well.
Yeah, no sense of balance, can't keep himself down.
I think he's got about 3 weeks before he's dead in that in the Abyss. So
Before
it does
they're
end
like-
badly.
Maybe she's like, oh my god, I cannot believe I chose
Maybe
this
that's
life.
what she's been doing.
He's a wanker.
Maybe that's what she's been doing in Cape Cod this whole time. Plan B.
Nice.
It's like moving to Alaska.
Oh god.
Everybody that lives in Cape Cod underwater has done something wrong somewhere else.
So what do you guys think? Recommends?
I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen it, I thought it was okay.
I recommend it as a movie. I recommend it not for
this purpose.
Not for the purpose of this podcast. It is not a bad film. It is filled with A-listers who then went on to go do A-list things.
My bad.
Yeah.
I thought, and I thought I remembered this
Still
film not
a
being...
good movie. Well, I mean, as far as like the revisiting thing, it's a good revisit.
I'd never seen it before.
I think that a lot of people haven't seen it as much as they think that they have it. They just remember it as like they remember Teen Wolf and shit like that. And Teen Wolf's terrible. This is actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I would do it.
Cool. Well, on that bombshell, get to Hudson Bay.
Ask any mermaid you happen to see. Get your ass to the chopper, tune of the sea.